After protesting in Dallas for a few hours and 5 miles later, this is what my face looked like using this routine. So enjoy. Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Tammy, New Black Unicorn. So today I want to give you my protest approved makeup look. So I just recently went to a protest here in Dallas and I wore makeup just because I've been doing a lot of work on my skin. As you can tell, I've cleared it up quite a bit. It's just I'm listening to some music. And so I definitely want to protect my skin, but I'm definitely going to be out there in them streets protesting, okay? So let's just jump right in. The first product I'm going to use is my primer. The primer I'm going to be using is by Hourglass. This is the best primer that I have gotten to work for my skin. I do have oily skin. It's like squirting everywhere. I have oily skin and you can kind of see it some, but I mainly get oily here, my T-zone, my cheeks, everywhere really. And so I'm just gonna apply this. Now keep in mind, I am not a makeup artist. I'm just showing what has worked for my skin and my face. And so if you have oily skin like myself and you're trying to get products to work, maybe some of these will work for you. My eyes I've already done off camera. All right. So after I do that, I do want to set my primer. I'm going to set my Laura Mercier Translucent Medium Deep Powder. I feel like everybody's seen this trick. Jackiana does this like every single makeup routine. So here we are. And then I just press it in. It also gives you another layer of coverage, and it's a good start for your foundation. Make sure you get that nose. I do go over my brows just a little bit, but it's not baking. I'm just going over it slightly. After that, I'm going to go in with my foundation. I did not like this foundation at first, the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, but I found a shade that finally works for me, which is 6W2 Nutmeg, and now I really like it. Really like it. I used to use Sandalwood, but I just felt like it was something missing. It was off a little bit, so I'm very happy to have found this shade. And so you don't want to put a lot of foundation. Definitely kind of put it where your most problem areas are, which is for me in this area. I have a lot of hormonal breakouts. You don't have to do a lot on the forehead either. And make sure you put some underneath there. And again, this is for like outside 90, 100 degree weather, because that is the exact weather here in Dallas for sure. And the brush I'm using is the Real Techniques brush 405. Love the top, and I'm pushing this foundation in. So this is the technique. Push it in, honey. You want to make sure this becomes one with the skin. And this is a full coverage foundation, so that is another reason why you do not have to use a lot of this foundation. All under there. And we're just pushing this in. If you take your time on anything, please let it be your foundation. This is the base for everything. And when you have oily skin, you definitely need to make sure that your face is on lockdown. Alright. After that, I'm going in with concealer. For concealer, I did pick up the Pat McGrath concealers, still in the pack. I used this because this is the concealer I wore when I did go on my protest. And I have the shade MD23 and MD26. So some days I'm not going to want to over highlight or that super brightness, but MD23 is not that bright anyways. And so I'm going to go in with it. The first one I'm going in with is 26. Let me see, it's not a lot, just some stripes. Another thing you want to remember is you do not want to use too much product. You are going outside. You are going to sweat. There is no makeup that's going to prevent you from sweating. It's a natural thing that happens. It's supposed to happen, right? What we look for is what would my makeup look like after I finish sweating. And this is not the eyeshadow look I did for the protest. I was just working on my eyeshadow game, and I created this look, my soft glam palette. Next, I'm going to go in with the MD23 shade. This is a lighter shade, and keep in mind we're going outside and we're protesting, so we don't have to go heavy with this lighter shade. Alright, now I am going to let that dry a little bit, and while it's drying, I'm going to contour a little bit. Alright, so I contour with Cocoa. It is not a super dark shade. That is why I like it. You see? It almost blends in with my skin a little bit, but it is just enough. So these are the days where we're not getting super glam. And it's perfect. Perfect. I blend that out with my foundation brush, and I bring it down. And I'm still pushing this product in. Every product I put on my face, I'm pushing. I'm like jamming right now. I wish I could like play my music. You can barely even tell. All right, so now I'm going to blend out that concealer. So I'm going to turn off my ring light just so you can see it, hopefully. So as you can tell, it is not super bright, but it just gives you just that little kick. Oh, and we're back. So I am going to go over everything with the foundation brush just to make sure it is a seamless blend. Now for setting powder, I did pick up the Pat McGrath setting powder in the shade Medium 3. It is a beautiful color. The palette held up pretty well. And I don't know if you can see the inside. It has like the net, which is really good. I actually focus. I love when concealers have the net because it prevents me from using too much or losing too much powder. I'm just gonna go in. I do not bake. Do not think you have to bake because you're going outside and you're oily. What you're gonna do is tell your skin that you're dry, and it is gonna overproduce oils. Trust me. It has happened to me far too many times. See how beautiful that is, y'all? Oh my goodness. Now for my bronzer, I'm actually going to use my other Pat McGrath powder, which is in the shade Deep 5. The only reason why I have two is because I ordered the face kit off of her website, and this was the shade that they suggested for Deep 29, the shade I got at first. And needless to say, this is way too dark for an all over powder, but it does make a beautiful bronzer, and like I said, it holds up really good. So you can see that. Look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful bronze. I do go in with bronzer. Like, I love bronzer, so if there's a product you see me use a lot of, it's gonna be bronzer. It is what it is. Alright, now to make sure everything is blended in perfectly, what I'm going to do is go over everything with my MAC Skin Finish, Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark. And just to make sure everything is seamless. So we just applied a lot of powder, but don't be nervous. What I'm going to do is go in with my Morphe spray. So I'm going to go in with my Morphe spray to blend all that powder in. Whew. I like this spray, I really do. So now that that is kind of dry, it's still a little wet. I'm gonna go in with blush. For blush, I use the NARS Exhibit A blush. A nice little orange tone blush. Really like this. And just get it on the apples of my cheeks. And then I smell and put a little bit right there. I love blush as well, but you can quickly go wrong with blush. Alrighty. So the best thing as far as a lip choice when you're going out in the heat is keep it simple. Just do a gloss. Honestly, do a gloss. I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Diamond Milk. Before I do that, I am gonna line my lips a little bit because that gloss is kind of white. And I want my lips to look crusty. This liner is by Mented Cosmetics. It's called Mented Night. And then I'm just going in. See what I mean? Super white. Alrighty. Now once that is done, I am going to go in with my Urban Decay setting spray. So this is my protest ready makeup look. I hope you guys like it. And I did wear a mask at the protest. Yes, you will see makeup on your mask, but don't worry, when you take your mask off, your makeup is still gonna look fine. So afterwards, I went to like a black-owned business. I went to like the daiquiri shop here in Carrollton. So definitely, you can still wear some makeup. Don't feel bad. Other people had on makeup. It's no big deal. Y'all all out there for a certain reason, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for coming or coming back to my channel. Y'all be safe out there in those streets. To everyone protesting, it's our time. Our parents put in their work, their parents put in their work. Now it's our time to make change here in America, and not just in America, all over the world. So Black Lives Matters. Thank you for coming. See you again.